Alright, welcome back. Thank you for joining. Gotta build a ship, gotta figure out nuclear power. Where's my mouse? There it is. Okay. Well, 5 minutes on that. Alright. What's going on over here? Oh, yeah. It's not. So it's there. Okay. And we're just missing a bunch of flamethrowers, which I set up over here? Yes. They should be getting engines, which are just waiting. Okay. That's fine. Okay. I guess it's time to just build... Yeah, design out the spaceship I'm gonna use. I haven't decided on a planet yet. Yeah. So I guess I also need to do that so I can figure out which way I'm going. Let's just stand over here. Yeah, this is fine. Yep, we got one of those. We got some rockets going. You're also supposed to be making flamethrowers? Okay. We don't need that many on me. Let's go to 10. And for now, let's just go to 25 on those. You can take the rest. Put those to use. Okay, so I need to add a space station. I also need to pick a name. Right. Let's get that renaming thing up, because I don't want to think too hard about this. Alright, renamer. First name only. Everything possible, generate. Okay, we got whatever. Okay, so we got Bacchus. Okay. Or Bacchus. Alright, now I gotta wait for a starter pack to go up. And this is all set up decently. Okay. Well, let's just wait a moment over there. Bacchus, that's a god, right? Ah, yes. Yep, okay. Anyway. Potential planets. Okay. So can I see that up here? Yes, so we're either going to Vulcanus, Gleba, or Fulgora. Okay. Are these the asteroids that are around? Mediums, metallic, chunks. Okay. Contains exclusive recipes. So we have the recycler, magnet, lightning rod, and of course the science and connections. Oh, Vista Fulgora. Okay. And then Vulcanus. Vulcanus can make the highest tier belts. The big mining drill, which is 2.5 per second, a mining area of 13 by 13, and a 50% resource drain. It's pretty good. The foundry. Okay, and then science. I think this isn't showing me everything, so let's go to planet discovery. Okay, so Calcite, tyrite. Okay, so you get this, and then once you get this research, it is artillery. That could be useful for me. I haven't seen Cliff's explosives, but they'll be nice. Asteroid reprocessing. Coal liquefaction. Uh, might be useful. Productivity. Support foundations. Allows building the elevated rails on deep parts of oil ocean on. That's the Fulgora icon. Speed 3, and then that one. Okay. Let's see. Gleba has heating tower, agriculture, and then, okay, its main research appears to be over here. Advanced processing captivity. Oh, that leads to a biolab. And this requires the cryogenic science. Okay. And that requires that. Okay. Just a health upgrade. Carbon fiber, which you need for this stuff. Tool belt. Stack inserter. And layered stacks. Okay. And there's a Spidertron. Okay. Epic quality, which leads, I'm guessing, to legendary eventually. Okay. Rocket fuel productivity. More explosives, plastic bar productivity, tree seeding. Okay. Go see the standards, then the mech armor, the personal roll report, productivity for the blue chips, the high rank of that. Okay, so I need both Vulcanus and Fulgora for this, for the deep foundations. Tesla weapons, more robot speed, and eventually comes down into more cryogenic sites. So I guess the question is, do I want mech armor or artillery? I think that's the main thing. Hold on a second. We don't need this middle part anymore. So what we will do is go all the way down here. Take this. Output priority to the left. Okay. Clean this up. So artillery allow me to expand further on novice. The mech armor will just allow for general utility. The recycler will allow me to explore the quality stuff easier. Careful here. We don't want to get rid of that piping there. Okay. Okay. So general utility would be nice, but I should take a look into my situation regarding resources here on novice, because that could be a concern. Since I'm going at such a slow pace, the expansions can become an issue at some point. I gotta start pushing them back as well. Yeah, hold on. We'll take a look at the map in a moment. Okay, that's just further. Okay, so we can just get rid of that. I mean, that is taking such a long time to get up there. Yeah, it just takes a while to fill out. So we'll let those do its thing. Alright, let's take a look at the map, wider map. So right now we have a wave coming in up here. Hold on. Okay. But yeah, they are everywhere now. So I guess I have a 2.5 million stone left. That could be an issue. Stone's not moving at all right now, but what is it making? I'm making the bricks, and I also need that to make concrete. Yep. And what else is tied to stone and bricks? So over this way, we are making furnaces and boilers. That's okay. Bricks are also making walls for military research. Probably not too much. Well, I also need a lot of walls. Yeah. Okay. So next stone's coming off here. Steel furnaces. Don't really need to worry about that anymore. I should probably just fully upgrade this. So it looks like it's coming this way for rails. I haven't even been using rail yet. It's up here, comes down here, goes all the way through all of this. Why? Steel furnaces right here. No, the electric furnaces. Okay. That's a concern. That's probably fine. To begin with, I should grab this. I should grab this. And just go all the way down through here. And do that. Just to make sure that's up to snuff there. Okay. So that'll help a bit there. So the artillery is a decent idea. How far is the next stone? So we have 110 mil down here. We have 105 mil up here. Question is, will the stone last long enough? That's a good question. I don't know. Okay. That's a good question. I wonder if I should completely redo my defenses before I get too far on anything. I have enough iron. I have more than enough coal for now. Copper might be an issue. I think I'm going to go to Fulgora first, and if I need to, I will change my plans. But we'll go for Fulgora first. Okay. Now we should get some of this stuff built up. We need all of this to be built, and okay. Let's make sure 4 of those are built. Okay. Let's oh, hold on a second. Let's do this something we're definitely not going to have an issue with. So this one right here. Okay. And we're going to change this recipe to U. And then we're going to change U to U. And they stack up to 10. One stack is probably good enough. Okay. And then we'll change U to U. And U to U. And then one stack is 50. I might need more than that, so let's go with 2 stacks. Seems a little more important. Okay. Change that one to this one. Yeah, I'm gonna go with 2 stacks on that as well. And it... Oh, that's not gonna be fun. It generates steam at 103 per second. And this consumes steam at 60 per second. Right. Has a constant consumption of 40 megawatts and outputs 40 megawatts. Ah, okay. We'll deal with that in a little bit. Stack size 10. So if this produces at 103, I need roughly 2. Okay, so I'm gonna need roughly a little over 1.5 for each. I think 1 stack will probably oh. Yeah, we'll plan on 1 stack. These are so expensive, I should probably put modules in them. Nope, Control Z. I want to... Oh my goodness. Ah. Oh, I can't use productivity on this one. Hold on. Can't use productivity. Okay. Nope, can't use productivity. Alright, we'll just have to hope for the best then. So... Well, here comes another wave. Oh, this one's going to a new spot. Yep, we do need some better defenses around here, but it's holding at the moment. Oh, there's one more thing I need, isn't there? A centrifuge. You. We'll go with the stack size. Yep, okay. Just make sure they're all connected correctly. Up. Is copper plate in the logistics network? In storage, no providers. Okay, so that's a problem. There's no providers for copper wire either, but that's... Actually, that is going to be an issue if I'm doing this stuff. So what we need is copper plates, definitely. So we can set up one right here. And then we also need power over here. Okay, is there anything else that's missing? So, copper plates, red circuits, steel I believe is in there. Pipes should be. Steel and gears, okay. so there is a passive for steel. There's a passive for iron gear. I believe advanced circuits. Advanced circuits are just on a yellow. That's not what we want. We want to grab them somewhere. Oh, wrong button. There they are. Okay. And then there should be pipes, because I get supplied with pipes. You should have everything. That'll be better for you. Everything. Yeah, everything should be. I didn't limit these ones, did I? No, I didn't. Okay. Alright. Should I deal... Ugh. How bad is the pollution? It's pretty bad. Okay, so... Okay. It's like this is gonna go down. So for these spikes of laser turrets, but everything else is slowly winding down. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Let's just go to Bacchus. Okay, so what we need here is we are going to need you most likely. Okay. So okay, so you're gonna consume 6 sec. What? It's a range? Oh boy. Okay. Thruster performance curves. Fluid usage when filled. Efficiency. Thrust. Oh boy. Okay, so I'm gonna have to make this. And so fuel, carbon, and water. And to make water, I'm guessing ice melting. Which means I'm gonna need chemical plants. Okay. Chemical plants. Okay. So the first thing is I'm gonna have to grab some. How do I want to design this? Do I want power? Hold on. So these will have to be staggered in some way. Because I can't flip them. Okay, can't flip them, so I have to stagger them in some way. So putting them at the back might help. So like that, I wonder if that's good enough to transfer everything around. We'll see. So let's put them right here for now. We'll see if that's good enough at the moment, but we are going to need to get some asteroid collectors to get started. And I'm also going to need guns as well, because I'm imagining... Okay, I'll have to take a look, but I'm going to imagine flamethrowers and laser turrets are not ideal for this situation. So, oop, not the button I wanted to do. I wanted to, yeah, here. So metallic as, okay, here we go. Resistances, explosion, laser, fire, electric. Laser is not bad against the smalls. Laser gets worse here. Okay. Okay. Against the metallics, it looks like physical. So I'm guessing physical is this one. Physical damage. Okay. Physical and explosion. More explosion. Okay. That's probably fine. Let's not worry about it. Rockets. Okay. With our ammo, railgun ammo. I don't think I have that. So, yeah, this is going to be laser damage, and this is going to be fire damage. Okay. Advanced recipes. There's the... Oh, that's advanced thruster fuel recipes. Okay, so... Metallics. Okay. Laser. Okay, identical there. Identical there. Identical there. Identical there. Identical there. 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 Okay, so it's about the same resistance all across. So it looks like guns, maybe lasers. I'm going to primarily rely on guns for now. Okay. So I'm guessing I'm going to want a gun up here to start right here. And then, do I want to include walls? We'll consider walls later. So, Probably, well, okay, so that's a no good spot. That would be an acceptable spot. If I go here and here, you can go here and here, here, and hold on a second. Put it there. Okay. So that's decent. Can I just hold on? No, wrong one. It's nope, wrong one. It's that one. So here we go. Okay, so if I do that, if I add, hold on. No, not turret state. That's not the. Okay, asteroid collector. Arm, no. Platform bounds? Oh, that's interesting. No, I don't think I'm seeing what I want. Okay. So we see this right here. Has a decent coverage. Okay. Let's pull all of this up a bit, just so I have more room. Oh. To work with for a moment. Because what I'm going to need to do is bring that there. Oh wait, I need a place to get you out. So if I can roll it here. You have space. Wait, no, is there space? There's space to drop it off right there. Right, let's... Hold on. Let's grab inserters first. So we need to get you in, and you out. So you out. You out. Okay, so let's say we go here, 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 here. We do the same over here. And that means we can go here. Ooh, this way. Well, actually, for this one, we could do that. I'm tempted to widen this out. wrong button. That's the one. Okay. And then, how's that doing down there? That's a potential concern. That is a corner piece. Okay. Caloric enrichment sure is taking... Chemical science? Alright, where's my chemical science? Where'd it go? No chemical science. What did I do this time? You are missing sulfur. Okay, where's my sulfur? My sulfur comes all the way down here. All the way down here. You're just not making enough. That doesn't make sense. You should be making more than enough. It's... Okay, so batteries are taking a lot. Okay. Batteries are taking a lot. Can I put... I can put productivity in here. Yeah, let's put productivity in here. I'll save some. What's the main thing? It's instantly refilling with sulfur acid. So it's just filling all the way back up to here, this spot. Yeah, okay. Do I just need to make another... thing for sulfuric acid? No, because the problem isn't necessarily sulfuric acid. Here's the biggest problem. I don't necessarily want productivity here. I want speed. I want to produce more per second of sulfur. I have more than enough to where I could add more, right? Yeah. Which might be the play here. Yeah, that might be the right call to do. Put that there. Okay. Uh, this is a bit messy, but... Oh, and then... power. Okay. Hopefully that allows sulfur to actually get through. Okay. So, considering this and this... So this is going to drop it on the top side here. This is... Okay. This is also going to drop it on the far side here, but this is going to drop it on the top side here. Does that matter? It matters a little bit. If I were to instead... Well, mainly what I would want to do is drop it in a way so it ends up on the top side as well. If I could. So that's going to end up on the top. That's going to end up on the top there. Hold on. First of all, let's get these all going the same direction so it's easier to understand what I'm doing. Okay. This is going to drop here. It's going to be on this side here. So is that one. Not this one, though. What if I... No. Yeah, I don't think... Unless I do something really weird. Knock this down. Grab from there, throw it over. Then I can't really mirror that over here on this side if I do the same thing I was doing over here. Alright, that's... Yeah, this fence is starting to get bad. I'm gonna have to go clean that up. So, if I don't worry about that, that's a pretty tidy loop. Let's connect them. And that produces ammo. So, how much ammo do I actually... How much ammo production do I need? Because if I throw ammo on that side, that is also not ideal. If I bring it here, I can drop it onto something. Okay, so let's put ammo production here and here. Yep. And then we're going to have you make ammo. So that is stronger. I would need... I can make steel, but I don't think I can make copper. So gathered from advanced metallic asteroid. Okay. And that is a research tied to gleba. Okay, so we'll just go with yellow ammo. It's easier as well. Now we'll want to do... Let's drop it here, 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 here. So we're going to need to bring in... Okay. I could bolster this up by adding 2 more here. I could actually bolster up the defenses by adding 3 right back here. Which might not be a bad idea. How big are these? Okay, so I could set up the general processing I want right here. Okay. let's just do this very simple left to right. Okay, what module's gonna... I can put productivity modules in this. Is that gonna be worth it? So productivity, it's gonna be plus 4%. I wonder if that affects the... I wonder if that affects just the iron ore, or if that affects metallic asteroid chunk chance as well. So if that's the case, I would definitely think I want it over on this one. Maybe. How many... Hold on. Let's just check. Okay, so I have 4 of these so far, and I have 1 of these so far. Okay. I could just also go with efficiency modules. Let's go back up into space. So efficiency just reduces power consumption, 60% reduction. I don't think I need speed. How much power does this draw? Max is 558 kilowatts. I think efficiency on the ammo production is a good idea. Okay. At the very least. So we would want to take in on the right, output on the left. We want to use filters for you, use filters for you, and use filters for you. Yeah, I have to reinforce those defenses. Okay. So we're going to let you go for a bit, and we are going to... The corners are problems. That's a problem. Okay. I think the best way it would be to continue from the last place I left off. Okay. That does seem like the best strategy at the moment. Okay. Yep. That definitely feels like it's going to be the best strategy for me. So let's go reinforce some defenses. So starting right here. What's the best way to do this? So if I just go like this. I think the biggest problem is... Hold on. I think I need to clear the area first. And then add it. So that's probably going to be a rough spot. So it's going to come over here. So let's add this here. I can at least do this to start off with. Okay. And then do this to cut all of that out. just to make sure everything is set up, do this and sit here. Okay. We'll make sure we'll sit here until everything is set up, at the very least. Okay. No, I just realized I'm using a lot of stone here for this decorative purpose. It'll help me run along the walls real quick, but that could be an issue. Well, anyways. Back up to here. So at the very least, I need to know if I can that's going to be interesting. So at the very least, I know I can do this. And then I can just grab this from this side. And throw out the required stuff to the very far side. So the question, I guess, is... what do I need? So I need to use the iron to make plates, to make my ammo. Hopefully that's enough production. If not, what then? Lasers are okay, so I could stick a laser here and a laser here. They have very big ranges. So a laser here and a laser here. Okay. At some point I need this to loop back over, so this is going to take in the required, well, those only can take in that, so that's going to be fine. I think I will use productivities on these just because it's probably a good idea. Okay. I could have you prioritize. That's probably a good idea. Prioritize all the small ones first. Ignore unlisted targets. Nope, I think we'll do that. That's probably a good idea. Okay. Okay. Let that do its thing. So, what? So the max length is 7. So is that possible? Can I jump that far? It's not giving the indicator. That's the problem I don't know yet. I think I need to start getting some of this building material up here. So let's just wait a moment. And let's also send one down over this way. Just so I have something to work with. Okay. Okay. Alright, let's see. Oh yeah, is that going now? It is. Not very fast. Is blue science the big delay? Yes, it is. Okay. Now it's an issue with the red circuits, which is... Is it just a speed issue? Oh yeah, that's getting pretty close over there. We'll get over there eventually. All right. So it needs 2.438. It technically produces enough. Okay. We're also using more for this. And that, you know what? Well, no. Yeah, we're gonna let that be. Oh my goodness. Pretty bad over here on this side as well. For a stopgap, we can do this. Okay. Okay. Requests? That is a lot of requests. Hold on a second. Yep, held up there. Okay. So, where are you? Okay. Oh, that's... I keep pressing buttons I don't want to press. So, you, logistics, yes. You, logistics, yes. You, logistics, yes. So, am I not producing that fast enough? The answer is no. There's a lot of stuff over here. But you are missing steel. Which comes from... Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. You're no longer connected to power. That's... That's an issue. Yep. I'll also add one over there as well, because I'm probably going to cut those at some point. Okay. Okay. Oh, we're gathering up a little bit over there. Gathering up down here as well. I don't think I can push you out any further because of that one. I might be able to push this corner out a little bit. Okay. So how's Bacchus looking? Nope, still not. Okay, still not quite there. Let's go with the... No, I can test real quick with this one. One, two, three, four, five, six. Okay. One, two, three, four, five, six. Okay, so it should be enough. Although I still want that there. Most likely, yes. So, okay. Okay. So this does remind me that I'm probably going to also want repairs. Under. Are they? Where are they? Oh, here they are. Repair kits. Iron gear. Okay. And electronic service. It would be better to request. Ferry supply. How about that? Go right here for now, and we will add a section for... So you can... Okay. Let's have at least 100, because that's what the rocket capacity is, right? Yep. Okay. So we'll also request that. Available on planet, on the way, import from. Okay. Okay. So I think it's not going to have an issue. I could switch these two and do something interesting, couldn't I? Actually, yes, I could. Okay, hold on a second. You want this? Go over here for now. You here. And you here. Okay. So, with that space there, I could... create a filter here and here to only pull out iron ore and iron ore. And then I could smelt it right. I was thinking I could smelt it right away, but I probably can't, can I? No, there's probably a problem with smelting it right away, isn't there? What was it? Is it you? Thruster, carbon and water. The oxidizer needs iron ore. Okay. Used in. Yes, the oxidizer. Okay. So I can't just smelt it right away. You know, it's getting pretty rough down there. So okay, so if I were to use those filters instead for this, I could put that there. Yeah, those corners are getting rough. That there and this one here to send to whatever oxidizer happens. And then I could output here, like so. Okay. And then I could, well, I can't jump it back. Well, actually, I still need to get these out. Ice and carbon. If I bring it out from the side, that's interesting. I only want you to grab ice. And I want you to grab carbon. So okay. So I could jump it here to here. So that would put all of that on top of this right here. Do I need iron plates for anything else? On top of a spaceship. So on top of a spaceship, iron plates are used for the ammo production, and I don't think I need any of this other stuff. Yeah, so that can be fine. And then over here, we want efficiency. Yeah, since I'm using this for ammo, I don't want ammo to be a potential issue. So efficiency. So since this is the thing right now, let's grab this and make this as close as possible right now. And just force that right there. And let's clean up some of this stuff, because I don't need that. Don't need that. And I don't need that. I also don't need any of that yet. That yet. I don't need any of that yet. Okay. So I can just send this to the oxidizer. So the oxidizer requires a chem plant. And that's going to produce 37.5 a second. Okay. 37.5 a second. Not very good to supply, especially not 3 of them at once. But fluid usage, oh my goodness. The efficiency and the thrust and can I? I'll have to wait and see if I can. That is so tricky. I can use productivity on this one, but I am going to also need this one as well. So they produce at the same rate, at least, assuming my carbon and iron are kept consistent. Okay. If I were to speaking of which, I also got to make sure I'm keeping up this. Okay. I knew this was going to come at some point. So the best case scenario here is this one or this one. Let's do it right here. So we need a pump. Okay. Pipeline extent there, and it continues over this way. Excellent. Okay. So carbon's going out here. I don't necessarily need what am I doing with this space if I don't put it here? So we know that this can jump from here to here without issue. Yes, I've got my guidelines now. So we know this is going to be possible. So let's cut this, grab one of those, put it right here. Okay. I can go there. So we just need water, which is that also. Yes, ice melting is also a thing here. Okay. No. Definitely keep that there. So this goes here. And this needs to make ice 20 per second. Not an issue. Okay. Eventually I want to loop this ammunition back in, so the question is, do I want to put just to cover the flanks slightly? Let's consider the flanks slightly. So if we come down, let's bow those out just slightly. Because we're going to have to go up, here, here, and here. So we can definitely to here. So I guess the question is, so we're gonna have carbon on here, we're gonna have, okay. If I put you there, put you there. Now I just need to get ice out. I could just throw ice directly into here. And pull it out elsewhere. Yeah, that might be the best call here. Put it right there. Use filters. We want ice. Grab all the ice for me. Now I guess the question is how much, because I guess that is the question, isn't it? 37.5, 37.5. So I'm guessing at the max end here is 200%. So the middle ground of 50% is 60 per second on both of these. Or is that 100%? So if we go for 100% when filled to 43%. When filled to 43%, oh my goodness. Where's the volume? How do I know how much this holds? How? How? Okay. I guess that's the question, is how? How? Okay. Let's keep going. Well, that's gonna be a little bit more messy. Okay. 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 And then this one we will cut just because. Okay. Okay, so that's the... Where are those? I know I'm making them. Logistics. $50 of those. 10 of those. Okay. It's just taking its sweet time. Okay. So if that's there, we could jump this further if need be. We could also extend this around. Can this can't jump over the platform hub. 20 per second, so that can supply 4 of these if I use just one of these. Do I need the ice for... What else do I need ice for? I need ice for the melting specifically. Okay. And then I also need a way to dispose of excess. Because if I have too much carbon, iron ore, plates... Okay, so... This is grabbing the plates, which is going to be on the bottom here. They're always going to roll around here along the bottom. Okay. You are going to end up on... You are going to end up on... the top. The top, okay. That's what I... Oh, Jesus. Jeez. Okay. There is... Okay. There's space right there real quick. There's a really old belt coming through there. Okay, so... Let's just see if that helps hold it up. Okay. Let's set up the next spot. Nice smoky craters and everything up there. Okay. 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 I need to see. Oh my goodness. So, can I connect the wire? Okay. So it's just a guessing game? How do I... Can I read off of this? I can read speed. Okay. So... Still don't have the productions in here. Okay. So... If I were to use production, it would use more of that. If I were to use speed... So if I make this 20% faster... Hold on. So if I were to make this 20% faster, it would produce approximately... So, hold on, where's the calculator? So 10 is 3.75. So 7.5. That would be 45. Okay. That would be 45 if I put one speed in there. And then if I assume 100% fluid usage is 60. Yeah, okay, so if I assume efficiency goes down. So if 100% is 60, 45 would be 75%. 83%, 61% thrust, 60 maybe? Okay. That'll be the plan. One speed, and this will reduce speed. So I don't want, but we can put energy consumption in here. And do that. So that'll work out to 45. Okay. Let's keep moving on this defense. Okay. Damage, just damaged. Okay, we're working our way around here. Okay. I think I need to start going really for it. So let's cut 2 across here for this one. Cut all of that. Just to make sure it gets... And then ammo's not coming through. Because that is just waiting. Okay, hold on a second. Now I don't have enough. Oh, ammo's coming through now? Excellent. Okay. I think we gotta wait a moment here. So, I assume 45. I'm also going to need 26 water. Okay, so that shouldn't be an issue at all. Yeah, 45 there. Yep. 45 there. But I'm not going to be able to... And it generates thrust, and how much thrust do I need? Generates... Okay, it just doesn't say. Is there tips and tricks? Inserters, electrical, space platform. Okay, orbital logistics. No, removing trash in space, yep. Space science, nothing about rusting. Okay. Okay, so okay, so how much power demand do we have right now? So maximum is 25.5 megawatts at the moment. Okay. It weighs 144 tons at the moment. Yep. So it would need a thrust of... Do I actually have to look up a Newton to see how much... Or am I just gonna have to guess and just be okay with a slow... Okay, so I guess the next thing is... Okay, so I guess have... Do I gamble on whether or not this will pass the blue through, or do I have to... I think I'm not going to guess on that. I'm just going to cut all of this and all of that for now. Okay, let's go back to this. Let's go with 4 rockets. And I can't flip it. So, red is going to be coming from that side. So that's the question, isn't it? Can this jump far enough to get over here? The answer is yes. Okay. Since I can put that there, then I can put that there. I do not want... Hold on. Do I want it a little further out than that? Because I also have to... Hold on. I need a reinforcement on this side with a little bit more, maybe? So what can hit where that was? The lasers, the flamethrower. This one. The guns barely hit it. Yeah, the guns are barely hitting it, so maybe... Now the corner defense is really tough. Let's cut one of those. Put that there. Put that there. And then... Okay. Let's keep this going. Da-da-da. Shit. Okay, did we at least deal with that? Okay. Whew. Why am I... Okay. Oh, that plastic line is a bit concerning. This copper line is also concerning. I can add more copper into this. Plastic is... No. Oh, low power. Okay. Well, let's get my body first. And I guess it's time to... So do I expand the simple steam first? Let's just make sure the perimeters are set up correctly first. This does need a little bit of connection just to help shore up defense for a moment. Okay. So, we need to start getting... Well, you're not connected to anything, so you just go. Same with you, just go. So I guess the first thing I do is, how much uranium do I have here? 81.9. Okay. Well, I guess the first thing I'm going to do is this. we are going to take one of those, flip it, put it right here. Okay. We'll let that condense down to 30. Okay. This one, we need... Let's start over here. We are not going to enrich just yet. We are just going to process raw ore. So that is going to produce an abysmally slow rate. Because I can't calculate that just yet. I do, well, how much power does this take up? Takes up a lot. How much power do these take up? Not that much. Yep. Okay. We're barely holding up there. Oh my goodness. So, the best thing I can do probably is to expand. Alright. This goes all the way up here. Are you maxed out on water yet? Nope. We're starting to run into issues with coal production, though, which could be a concern. So let's control C from here to here. A couple of those aren't hooked up, so flip the vertical. We are going to want right about here, I guess, and then put that there. Okay. Let's see how that does. We might need more. Missing? Are they being made or are they just missing? Looks like they're being made slowly. And that also needs power down here. Yep, I'm gonna do that. Because that's gonna be easier to expand than that nightmare. It's a bit crowded at the moment over there. So we can go right here. ideal, but it'll do the job. Oh. All right. Oh, okay. So how's that centrifuge situation looking? Okay. Approximately... Well, I might be able to make that work. I don't know if I should double this or... Oh my... Okay, so... I think we'll just get this started right here, so... What is the 1 minute spike? Laser turrets? Yeah, okay. That's about right, isn't it? Okay. Actually, some accumulators would be nice, wouldn't they? I have accumulators. Where can I just jam a bunch right now? Accumulators. There they are. I have them. Yes. Okay, so that one's not in space section. That one's not in section. Okay. That'll help a little bit, but not by a lot. Okay. So this is pretty slow. Do I want to put more than one going real quick? I think the answer is yes. Okay. And then we'll get some... Hold on. Put one... Well, I also need to get the shiny rock. Okay. Okay. You're having some. So we are missing. What are we missing at the top here? Blue? Blue, that makes sense. Blue is struggling because of red chips and we have a copper shortage. We have a copper shortage. You're not producing enough copper, just in general. Okay. Da, da, da. Okay. Want you. Right there. And then we have 3 coming up here, so I want you to go right there. Okay, you go that way. Oh wait, no, not right there. Right here. Just make sure I didn't accidentally block anything here. You can go out. Okay. Okay. Alright, so got this going. That did not take long at all for it to. 1 shiny rock. Okay. What do I use dull rock for? I can make much better. Looks like it's the enrichment process time. So if we go enrichment, we need to take in and spit out. Okay, we want shiny rock, and then we want dull rock coming in, and then hopefully that leads to less dull rock. So what we want is this right here. We want this to go up to here. We want this here. We want input priority from left. Because we want this to go down here. We want you to go here. We want you to go... Hold on a second. Hold on a second. Cut that out. We want this. We want this to go right here. We want this to go right about here, I guess. We want input priority on the bottom side. Prioritize the main throughput. No, we don't want input priority. I want to jump this to here. Okay, so I want that. But I also want, hold on a second. Where did I just control Z? No, not what I wanted. Okay. Yep, it's okay. So what I want is control C. I want from here to here. Here. I want to cut this and this. I definitely don't want that. This is fine. Ugh. Okay. So then what I want is to do this. But I want, no, I want to do the same thing again over here. So I want this to go here, here. Hold on, I want this to go down. This to go here. I want this to go here, 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 here. Then I want this section. Then I want to go from here to here. Right? And then I'm going to have you go here, you go there. Then, okay. Oh, okay. Hopefully that's gonna work out. We'll think about that more in a moment. You go all the way over here. Okay, we're gonna wait a second on clearing that one out. All of you. Okay. Okay. Okay, so this is going to bring in shiny rocks. Actually, doesn't matter because it's gonna be so low that I don't. Doesn't matter, does it? Because I'm just gonna feed it. Yeah. What am I doing? I don't need that. And I don't need all of that. So you go away. Great. I'm gonna have plenty of... So that means I'm gonna have plenty of this. Right here. That's gonna be Kovarex Enrichment 1. Then I'm going to have an output that is filtered for the dark rock. Okay, now I just need to process a bunch of rocks. So I guess the question is, how many of these do I want? So positive. Okay. How about if I take all of this into consideration? Okay. If I do that, I can do this. So let's do put that there. And then a gap of 1, 2. Okay. And I'll probably have to right. I'll put one here just to get this started. So if we take this all into consideration here, so we're still not consuming enough. Okay. All of these. Let's add more. Oh, and should I be considering productivity for this or efficiency? Fulgora briefing. All right, I'll have to take a look at that. So yeah, I think I do want productivity on these. Does mean it's going to use more power, but I think in this case it'll be worth it. Okay. Close that. Let the research stop for a moment. At the bottom, Fulgora. Dry parent with no sense of life, frequent lightning. Solar panels are less effective. Scrap, okay. Heavy oil. Okay. Oh, here we go. I was curious about this. Okay, so it's a 1 in 10, then a 1 in 10, then a 1 in 10, then a 1 in 10, all the way down. Okay. It's good to know. Yep, that just... Okay. Alright. Okay. So I would like to... If I do... Okay, so it'll have to be the opposite here. So it'll have to be out, in, in. I don't know why I need a filter on that, but I guess it just helps. Just helps for my sanity so I understand what's going on. Okay. Okay. So we put this here, and then we bring this out this way. So I guess the question is, okay, hold on a second. So if I do this, yep, this, that's the side I want. Okay. Then I do this to here. Okay. And then I gotta be careful here because this, I don't want that portion, so. Yes, there, and there. And then in this case, hold on a second. Alright, let's move some more defenses around. Okay. Just for a moment. Okay. Okay. This would take a while to get up to full speed, but... Okay. Hold on. Let's go to this one right here. Let's go right here. Here's a good spot, I think. one's still too long. This one's still too... Is it because this technically can't reach? Yep, it's because this technically can't reach over there. Okay. Because I didn't take that into consideration. That would also mean I would need pumps on boats. Okay. That makes sense. That makes sense. Okay. Missing 3. Slowly building, alright. Missing red circuits. Okay. How are those red circuits coming? Good enough. I'm pretty sure I'm pulling it from, yeah, right there. Okay. Oh, this is getting so rough. Okay. Oh man, it's almost 3 o'clock. Let's, not yet. I wanna... So it's doing fine-ish on the flat surfaces. Fine-ish. Well, that's a problem. Wonder where else you're connecting. Over here? Okay. But you can go away. How is power production? Okay, power is holding at about 50% at the moment. Okay, an hour. Okay. Slight production boost here. Okay. Okay. Alright, I was going to check this monstrosity, see how this is going. Plus 2.2, plus 0.7. I think the big thing is, what am I going to use? Okay, hold on a second. We're going to need this. So I do need you to make the cells, and you need 19 of those to make the cells. One of them to make rounds. How much better are those rounds? 8 plus 6.4, 24 plus 19.2. Those might be nice. Okay. I think that's going to be enough for now. I'm going to go with that assumption. So we are going to go through here. We are going to bring this one all the way down to here. This one all the way down to here. We are going to jump from here to here. Actually, hold on. I think this is a good spot for... I think here, 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 here. Let's only fill that with that. Okay. And then we're gonna do... Let's let this run for a moment, see how... As soon as those get placed down, how well those run. Because I might want to go further out, or we'll see. Let's actually just assume we're not going to have any issues. So let's go here. It's going to be easy enough for me to take out. Okay, so it's clearing it up pretty quickly there. That was all of that to get up running. I think that's the biggest problem, is I might not have enough here to just process it raw. So we're consuming 13.33 a second. We have a net positive rate here. And a net positive rate here. Well, that should be expected. I might just need more output capabilities, but I don't have enough centrifuges for everything yet. So let's okay, let's just do that. Yeah, I could just put, hold on. Do I want to? Yeah, adding another one of these up here. Yep. And down here. I think you can only calculate what's there. Okay. Alright, we'll just have to let that go for a while. Okay. 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 All right. Thank you so much for joining me. I'm going to call it here. See you next time.